Hey everyone, thanks so much for deciding to dig deeper. So I'm going to show you a little bit more about the main sources of income for myself doing this YouTube entrepreneurship art thing. Like I said in the video, my main goal is to become a self employed artist and have that be my main source of income. But along the way, I want to help people with products and services to kind of pursue something similar, whether it's the same thing, whether if it's different and they go on their own path. That's really what I want to do. And what it does is it allows me to continue doing my work, building up my portfolio, building up my kind of experience and networking with other people and other companies so that eventually I'm able to just sustain myself with my work alone. So let's go ahead and start off with my YouTube analytics. So let's go into Safari, and you can see here, this is for the lifetime of my channel, and you can see up to date. This is going to be, it's always not perfectly up to date. YouTube is always behind by a couple days, especially during the holidays. But you can see in total, I've made this year about $14,680. And so as you can see here, there's something interesting. If you look at this chart, you'll see that in the middle, there's pretty much nothing like to the left of this. And this is because that's when I started my YouTube channel and I was building it. And between here and here, I basically had about 800 subscribers. So that's about a year. And then this is about the second year. And you can see this is also when I started making a lot more videos, as I was clearly motivated by my ability to make more money. So the thing with YouTube is, and you can see in this real-time activity here, right now there's 40,000 people or 20,000 people watching my content daily between the last 2 days. And then you can see my top videos here. The top one was 1.3 million views. So with this kind of niche, you are going to get about the average CPM. And so what that is, I don't think we're allowed to show that, but we're allowed to show how much we make. But what that is how much money you make per 1,000 views on your channel. So for me, it ranges from $1 to $2 on average. But when I do topics that advertisers are willing to spend more money on, then that increases. So for example, my last video where I talked about Instagram, that video made $3 to $5 per 1,000 views because, it's about Instagram. That's a very trending topic. And, anyone who's interested in, making money online or Instagram themselves, they're going to run ads at a higher price to compete with those views. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Monthly, I get around between $1,000 to $2,000 from my YouTube ad revenue alone. With YouTube, you can also make money with Super Chat, which is basically donations in the live streams, and you can also make money selling merch, and you can make money selling memberships, which would function like similar to Patreon. But I haven't dabbled into those yet. I'm just focusing on using YouTube as a way to build my audience. And so the next thing, because I have my audience and because I can put links in the description and things like that, I can sell products. And so this is where my main source of money comes from, is my Gumroad. So for Gumroad, what I'm able to do is, and this is over the course of the lifetime as well, which is pretty much the last year. You can see December 4th, 2018, which is almost perfectly a year. I've made 24,000 on that. And you can see the spike here was this month because, when the holidays start getting in full swing, you make a lot more money no matter what industry you're in. And so that I did very well for myself this December compared to last December, because that's just when things were kicking off. And one thing I want to say is, if you notice here, there's a very specific jump, and this jump corresponds to when I actually started charging for my brushes. My brushes used to be free. I'll get a few donations here and there. And so once I built up, enough of a reputation in the art community, I started charging, and then that's when I was able to start earning a profit on this. Because if I had done that from the beginning, these sales would look very different, I guarantee you. As a matter of fact, if you look, these gray bars, I think you can see them. Yeah, you can see them. These grayer bars represent the views, and then the dark gray bars at the bottom, you probably can't see those, represent the sales. And so you can see views were high when the prices were cheaper, but then they kind of went down, but my sales didn't go down. So that's one tip. If you're interested in selling products, you have to be it's not a, it's called passive income, but you have to be conscious of these things and continue to learn and always adapt and understand where you stand with your audience and the market and things like that. And so the third way that I make, actually, let me talk about, you can see there's 72,000 views and then 9,000 sales. And in reality, almost half of those sales were for free because I wanted to build a community first. I wanted people to get out there, use my brushes, to use any of the other content I have on my Gumroad, and then build my audience from there. And so again, the next thing that I can show you guys is my Patreon. So here, if I go to my Patreon page, this has been on and off. I haven't been very diligent with this. I started a year ago, but it's been canceled and switched and changed. I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, but I finally really solidified it in the past 3 months. And so now I'm earning about $190 per month on my Patreon. And so what I do here is I offer tutorials, content that I can't really sustain on YouTube, because the thing about YouTube is you want to make sure it's sustainable. Don't get into it making content that you don't see yourself being able to make week in and week out. And so I realize there's certain types of content I can't make on YouTube. And so I put them on my Patreon because they're still valuable to a lot of people. And so, for example, since you guys were here and you decided to download this video, this is only for patrons. Only patrons can see this, but sometimes I show behind the scenes. So for example, this morning I showed everyone what my setup looks like, and I made a little bit of wrote a little bit of an article talking about the process and what my strategy is for filming my content. And so, but other than that, I have my monthly rewards, which you can see here, tutorials, and then a little small podcast, and then all of my drawings that I can't show because they're not going to, build myself online. For me personally, it's better to focus on finished artwork, and then all of the studies and stuff I show for my patrons, because they value that a lot more than, your general population. And so the other ways I have to make money are going to be my Amazon links, affiliate links. That doesn't really bring in much money. It's usually $50 to $100 a month because in my niche, not very many people click on the links. And if they do, it's usually for a screen protector, and you only make a few cents on that. So I have sold some iPads. People actually use my link to buy an iPad on Amazon, and I would actually get $5 to $10 from that, which is great. But as you can imagine, that doesn't happen very often. And so the next thing, which is going to be my fifth source of income, which is more substantial than that, and my Patreon, is going to be sponsorships. So when a company sees my video, like Paperlike, decides to sponsor me, they actually sponsor you with money to promote their product in your video. And so that happens across YouTube. I'm sure that's not new to you. And so I've gotten tons of sponsorship opportunities, but a lot of them I don't do because they're either very low quality products, or it's not something that I feel like is relevant. Some people came to me wanting to advertise an app where you can invest stuff. And it's like, well, none of my followers want to see that kind of stuff, so I'm not going to waste my time on it. But there's also people like screen protectors, people with stands and stuff, and that's the kind of stuff that I respond to. And then courses, sometimes I can't do them because the way it works isn't best for my channel. So I encourage you don't just run at every opportunity, but take the time. You have to see yourself at the kind of end game, or the end goal, and really, really make sure you're bringing quality up first, and then that will eventually turn into revenue for you. And to close this video off, I just want to talk about the other methods that I am not doing currently, but you can do, and that I also plan to do. So for example, you can do ad revenue not only through YouTube, but through Twitch. And so if you decide that YouTube isn't really your thing, but you want to live stream your artwork a lot, Twitch can become very, very lucrative for you if you are very regular with your schedule and you have a lot of time every day to stream. And then after that, for digital products, you don't just have to sell brushes and stuff like that. You can sell templates, courses, you can sell, what else? You can sell just instructional lessons, short tutorial videos that are just one-offs on their own. A lot of more prestigious artists, a lot of highly skilled artists do that and make a very good living off of that, because they can just show you a little bit in 10 minutes that may not be very helpful. If they try to put that on YouTube, they're probably only going to get like a few dollars from that video. But if that value of the video is there, so if they sell it on Gumroad or something like that, then the people who know them and respect their skill and want to learn will be willing to support them for that. And then so going on affiliate marketing like Amazon, I talked about, but there's also things like Paper-like. Again, you can become an affiliate for a product. So for example, if I wanted to, it's possible I could be affiliate for a specific type of iPad stand, and I get a commission for every iPad stand that they sell. Also software as well. I've been approached by software companies that are related to what I'm doing here, where if they download the software or they try the service like Skillshare, which you all know about, you get a commission back. So that's really effective. And then you can also look at crowdfunding, which is basically Patreon, but you can also actually use legitimate crowdfunding. I have like 4 monitors, so I'm trying to move my mouse. But yeah, so crowdfunding, you can also use Kickstarter and things like that for your books or for larger products and events that you want to get funding for, that your audience can gain value from, and then so they want to see you succeed in that and they support you with that. And then sponsorships can happen again through just their products. And so art supplies are huge in the art community on YouTube. Art supplies will sponsor you to use their products, and then when you use their products, people want to buy their products, and so you both benefit. And then usually the people who purchase the product get them at a discount, so it's always working well for everyone in the flow. It also works with technology. For example, I could have gotten sponsored by Wacom or Huion. I haven't done that because of course I use my iPads, so they're not as interested, but that happens a lot on YouTube as well. And finally, you can do merchandise, which is something I'm planning to hit hard next year, which is prints, original artworks, or putting your artwork on clothing, or all these other kinds of items that you're able to do if you're using websites like Redbubble. What's another one? I can't remember. Etsy, I think it's all specific to what you create, but Etsy's another website where you can sell merchandise that's physical. And yeah, just and then also Displate is one example. You sell your artwork on their metal prints. And so there's a lot of different ways you can, without even having to get into drop shipping and all of that, you can start to sell your work on those websites. But I recommend you quickly try to start moving to selling prints and originals on your own without having to use those websites, because they take a lot of the money that you could possibly be making from you. But it's a great way to build an audience and to see what people are interested in the beginning. Also, really quick, I just wanted to kind of mention, I'm sure if you've noticed, you're like, oh Josh, that's less than $40,000 a year, Josh. How are you surviving? And the thing is that it's just the first year, and I want to stress that the potential for this kind of stuff is very, very high, especially because, I'm not actually selling any products or selling any of my artwork yet. And many of you, I'm sure, are already doing that. I'm not offering any commissions or anything like that. I still haven't set up any. There's so many plans I have next year for different ways to earn revenue. So I want to encourage you that you're not going to just be stuck at one place. That's the great thing with this, is that you can build, and it's all up to you. And there's a lot of different ways to earn revenue. And every year you're naturally going to grow because you're going to grow in exposure. And so I just want to encourage you guys with that. If you saw my numbers and you're disappointed, you're like, that's not really where I want to be at. I want to encourage you, with everything combined, the numbers that I couldn't show, I'm earning right at the amount where I started my first job working as an architect. So that was really encouraging for me to see this year. And even if you can't do that, you can always work a small part-time job that doesn't make you stay longer than 8 hours a day, and you'll have plenty of time to start slowly building this stuff up so that you can live a very satisfied life with your artwork being the main passion that you do, and then you do some other stuff here and there that's not draining, that helps you support yourself in the meantime. So yeah, just wanted to add that in. So yeah, that concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you purchase this, look forward to some emails in the future. I'm not going to spam you guys, but I want to give you guys updates on different ways that you can start to earn a living with this kind of stuff. And if I make any headway on something, I want to let you guys know, since you guys are the serious people who are really interested in making this thing a reality for yourself. So I wish you all the best of luck in 2020, and I'll see you next time. Peace.